Happened to me, didn't it? I had a story that I was going to tell, and I'm sitting here and it's changed. I'm going to tell you a quirky story. Okay. McGonagall was a fine man. Of course he was. He was from the lovely county of Donegal. He was a man you'd like to take a drink with. Alas, there's always the human flaw. McGonagall had pride, and he prided himself that he was in the county council, and in his negotiations of doing his duty, he was talking to business people from Dublin. They wanted to construct a supermarket on the edge of town. Now, McGonagall's wife, of course, she was a woman of wisdom. She had a way of knowing far beyond mortal sighting. And she turned to McGonagall and said, "Supermarket on Dell's Cross? The fairy folk won't allow it." "Ah," said McGonagall, "fairies," because he was a man of progress and not mere superstition. So McGonagall did what many men do in time of matrimonial conflict. He went to the pub. So, en route, he met a man, well, short, burly, sitting on a boulder. He was rubbing his feet. Now, this man turned towards McGonagall and said, "Hey, you have a fine pair of shoes on your feet. How about you swap your shoes for this gold coin? I am weary. I've travelled all the way up from Cork." Now, McGonagall couldn't believe his good fortune. He accepted, and he carried on his journey barefoot. So he arrived to the pub, where a fierce thirst came upon him, and he drank, and he drank, and he drank, until he became unlike the man known as McGonagall. He was so quarrelsome, the landlord threw him out. Now, McGonagall's wife, she could find no peace. So she wrapped on her shawl and she decided she'd better go out and look for him. And what did she see? She saw McGonagall, because as he was walking along the road, right about maybe 100 yards from her, he was singing and dancing, which was so unlike him. And the thing was, he couldn't see his wife. He was so bewitched because he heard this beautiful music, the kind of music that tugs your heart and makes you want to dance. And he danced past his wife. Now, she was so shocked, she just stood there. And he danced, and he danced, and he danced, and he danced until he got to the caves of no return. And realization came upon his wife. She saw McGonagall toss a coin in the air. And sorrow came upon her because she realized that McGonagall had taken a coin from a leprechaun. A word of caution: no mortal person should ever take a coin from a leprechaun. Ruin is inevitable. Now, some folks say that McGonagall was stopped from doing that supermarket because the fairy folk, as we know, are not like Tinkerbell. They are spiteful and vindictive, and they will have no interference on their right of place. Others say that he got drunk. He perished because he got lost. But if you listen, on the night of the nearly moon, when the wind is particularly mischievous, you can surely hear his lament, wanting to return. So there you have it, my folks, a tale, a cautionary tale, especially for you men folk, because I'm telling you this, men always take the wisdom from us women folk. And Shinima.
Oh, thank you so much. That was lovely, Ray. Really enjoyed that.
Oh, quirky.
So, and I'm going to release you off now back into the audience.
Thank you.
Big comfortable armchair, and I'm